This next message is about provocation or just a provoking spirit. Many times in certain environments, you're gonna find people trying to get on your nerves, trying to provoke you to wrath and provoke you to be something that you're not. Or even if it's not something that you're not, just try to provoke you to get out of character, to get out of, your covering. But more importantly, they're trying to provoke you to lose the blessing. They're trying to provoke you to lose the favor. Provoke you to get on their energy, their wave of the way that they're living, the way that they're operating their business, which may go against your overall life and lifestyle. You have to really, you got to really be on it to understand that you can't allow people to provoke you to get out of your blessing, to get out of your covering. And they would do everything they can try to do for you to lose. And that's ultimately what it is, to lose. Dr. Champagne, what do you mean to lose? Well, if I can say something, if I could do something to make you lose, to make me look good, even if it's a technicality, even if it's just a way that's false, that I can try to show to be true. People would do anything to show that kind of stature. They would do anything to show that kind of fruit when that's not necessarily what it is. And you got to understand that the game is to beat and collect pieces. That's the game of chess. They trying to get the king. And the king got to understand that he's a king, number one. And he got to use his environment and resources to his benefit and not detriment. And you got to be wise about that. You got to be very, very wise about that. You can't just assume just because you're in a position or a place that rules don't apply or things will not go awry. It's kind of hard sometimes to understand that in the heat of moments, but that's what happens when you're on a battlefield. That's what happens when you're waging war or in war or on duty, whatever kind of duty it may be. Duty means a responsibility, an active responsibility, but hey, you got to also protect it as well, because you signed up for the duty. You signed up for the service. You signed up for the challenge. And they're going to do everything they can to get your king, to get your queen, to get your knights and rooks and all the other pieces that I don't know about. And if you're not wise, you will get tricked off the street. You will get tricked out your job. You're going to get tricked out your relationship. You're going to get tricked. Silly rabbit tricks are for kids. But the truth of the matter is, tricks are in business and in life. They call it gamesmanship. And if they can game you to trick yourself out the play, they will. If they can game you to make you see yourself in a way that's not you, you lost. So the word is provocation. And you got to do your best to not be provoked to anger, to not be provoked to wrath, to not be provoked to be and do and maneuver and move a way that's false, a way that's going to get you out of your covering. That's not healthy for you. That's not healthy for them. That's not healthy for nobody. It's very, very important that you understand that when you're walking in faith, when you're facing the fears that you may have, when you're facing the reality of your environment, the reality of your home, your health, You can't be, you got to be disciplined enough and stern enough to not be moved by flinching, by people gossiping, by stuff. And sometimes being quiet and being still is your best option. Is just let tomorrow, let today go so you can handle it tomorrow. Let them win today so you can win all year, next decade, for where your children's children can win. And that's difficult to do in many situations, to let stuff go, because you've been provoked in the physical, in the spiritual so much, so where you don't even understand that they see that and they're going to do everything they can to get you out of grace, fall from grace. So your discernment has to be up. Your spirit has to be high. Your movement has to be impeccable. Skill sets. Previously, I said courage in faith, because fear is not the absence. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's there. And when people start slandering and doing stuff to say stuff because they trying to figure out how to get rid of you or do, it's because you gave them an out, a way to do it. And this is not talking about my situations, but I've been through a lot of different situations where you'd be surprised what people do, or you wouldn't be surprised what people do to try to get you out of the covering, out of discernment, aka out of the will of God. And if they can do that easily, that means you wasn't screwed on tight already. They can get you easily. They see you riled up, they see you ready for war, and they know you trigger happy, and they know you ready to run your mouth. They can tell. They can easily tell. And it's your job to not allow them to beat you. It's your job to not be provoked. It's your job to kill them with kindness. It's your job to understand this is not a battle, this is a war. And if you don't understand the war, if you don't know the art of war and how to win, you have lost time and time again. You will always find yourself alone, by yourself, broke, busted, and disgusted, because you have to learn new tools of the trade. You have to learn new skills. Once again, my name is Dr. Champagne, Duran, this player, and I want everybody to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. One.